Hey friends, Jen here. Hey, so today we are going to jump into the first Ask Jen minisode, where I've literally just written down some questions that I get asked oftentimes around infrared saunas. And so I wanted to create this space where people could, like, basically a resource in a library where people could come and listen to some of my answers or maybe get some clarity on some of the questions that they have. This is honestly just a menagerie of random questions that come in, but they're often very common questions. And so I wrote down four of them today, and I'm just going to read them off and answer them how I would if we were on the phone, and hope that it gives you a little bit of clarity and context on if it's a good fit for you. Are you struggling with low energy, weight gain, hormonal imbalances, or heavy metal and mold toxicity? Do you want to learn more about anti-aging tips and creating more longevity in your life? Well, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Jen Heller, a wellness educator, infrared sauna expert, and home health consultant. In this podcast, Homes That Heal, I will teach you how to transform your home into a health and wellness sanctuary. Your health is your wealth, and I believe that your home should be your sanctuary space, loaded with the tools you need to thrive in your life, not just survive. If you want to feel fantastic and transform your life and home, grab a pen, let's dive in and create a home that heals. So, the first question is, do you use red light and do you use it inside your sauna? So I often get asked from people like, what sauna do I have? What is my routine? What are my practices? A lot of people just want to know if I actually truly have a sauna or if I just talk about them. Yes, I have a sauna. Yes, I've owned a sauna in my home for 15 years. I had a sauna studio for many years as well, where I had the opportunity to receive a lot of feedback from a lot of others as well on how their heat therapy worked for them, as well as red light therapy, which has been around for a bit. But I would say just in the last 3 to 5 years, it's gained a tremendous amount of popularity, if you will. But there's just so much information and so much research and data to support the benefits of red light. And so, although it's a bit different than the heat therapy, it pairs very well and is often used with heat therapy for just a powerhouse combination. So, the answer is yes, I have a red light therapy tower in my sauna. Many of you know that I only use clear light saunas. It's what I've had in my home. It's what I had in my studio. It's who I trust, who I absolutely think is making the safest, most effective infrared sauna on the market. They also created a red light therapy tower that goes inside the sauna. Now, there are three different options for red light therapy. You can use what's called the personal tower, which is the tabletop size that is mostly used for, like acute areas like your face. And then there's the core tower, which goes inside the sauna door, which is probably, I would say, the most popular so that you could bring these therapies together. And then we have the full body tower. When I say we, I mean Clearlight. Clearlight has the full body tower. So if you want to use it outside the sauna, you stand up in front of it and use it. It's basically full body. Mine is in my sauna on the sauna door. My routine, to be totally honest, is basically I heat up my sauna for about 30 minutes or so. And then when I get in, I turn on the red light therapy tower. Now, the red light has its own timer, its own on-off switch. So some days I'm not in the mood for the red light, or I just don't have time for it, or I don't make time for it. So I don't always turn it on, but I typically do. And it's usually on like the first 10, 15 minutes of my sauna session while my body's warming up. So I flip on the red light, I sit in front of it. My face is usually pretty close to it because I do really relish the benefits of the anti-aging and the collagen and all the amazing benefits of red light, otherwise known as PBM or photobiomodulation therapy. So it's what's called light to skin. So it's important that your body is in front of it. Now, I get asked also, it's kind of a piggybacked question. Is it okay to do it in the sauna because of the sweat? The answer is yes. Of course, it's going to be more beneficial if your body isn't covered in a layer of sweat so that it can penetrate a little bit deeper into the skin tissue. But that's why I typically do it on the front end of my sauna session, is my body isn't sweating yet. So usually within 10, 15 minutes or so, it definitely is. I flip off my red light and then I sit back for usually about another 30 minutes or so and enjoy the benefits of infrared heat. So again, can you do these in or out of the sauna? Absolutely. I think it's a powerful combination, just a time management standpoint. For me, I like to do as many things as possible. Red light, heat therapy, I'm listening to my podcast or my music, A lot of the times I'm actually also doing some stretching or a light workout, if you will. I've got a larger sauna where I actually do some movement, or I'll do like a 5-10 minute routine actually on the bench that I've kind of designed so that I can get in like almost like a Pilates workout inside my sauna with the red light, listening to my music, plus getting heat therapy. So I'm kind of a multitasker, if you will, which is why I love doing red light in the sauna. But again, personal choice. Everybody needs to do what feels good to them. So that's question one. Question number two, do I need a dedicated electrical outlet for my sauna? The answer is maybe, depending on which sauna model you're looking at. Again, Clearlight, my favorite. They have 3 different models that you can plug into a standard wall outlet. Sanctuary 1, the Premier IS1, and the Premier IS2. Those are all models that can plug into a standard outlet. Now, there are a couple caveats to that, of course. If you have, let's say, a refrigerator or some other main appliance or something that's also on that circuit that's taking a lot of the electrical energy, then the answer is no. Then you would need to plug it in somewhere else, or you need to have a dedicated space for it. But in general, those are the 3 models that you can plug into a standard. Anything else like Sanctuary 2 and higher, or the Premier IS3 and higher, are all going to require a dedicated outlet that's either going to require an electrician to come in and take care of that for you, or somebody electrical savvy, or just dedicated space for that. Question number 3, can I set up the sauna on carpet? Yes, I get this question all the time. People want to know, can they set it up on regular flooring, or, what types of flooring? The answer is basically, this is just like any other piece of furniture. So you can set it up on any kind of floor. So carpet, hardwood, laminate, even concrete. The key is it just needs to be level and it needs to be dry. So it needs to be in a space that is not going to have a flood or water or some sort of moisture or anything, as well as it needs to be on a level surface. And the reason is because if you think of when you build a home, the foundation needs to be level so the walls and everything else can stay super square. That's equally important when you're putting together the sauna, because you're putting the walls together. The door frame needs to be level so it swings correctly. So it just needs to be on a solid level surface. And if for some reason there's any dips or valleys or slopes, you can use some wood shims, or you can find some creative ways to level it up. But in general, it does need to be set up on a level surface. Carpet's no issue, though, just to make that very clear. Question number 4, does the sauna come with a sound system, and what should I listen to? Well, what should you listen to? That's part 2. We'll get to that. Does it come with a sound system? Yes, absolutely. One of the many reasons why I love Clearlight is they have the technology where you can sync your phones, your iPads to it, so you can listen to whatever music or podcast, guided meditation. As I mentioned earlier, even a guided workout. I have a 10-minute Pilates workout that I do that walks me right through it. I just sync it to the sauna, so it just talks to me while I'm in there, tells me what to do, because I don't bring my phone usually in the sauna unless I have to make a quick change to whatever I'm listening to or fire off a quick text or something. But in general, I don't bring my phone, or I don't keep my phone inside the sauna, but you sync to it so that you can listen to it over the sound system. And it's a really beautiful sound system with Nakamichi speakers, controllable by whatever device you're listening to, as well as, of course, just going to plug that it's also covered under the lifetime warranty, of course. Now, what you listen to, that's totally up to you. If you're asking me what I listen to, or you're curious what I use my sauna space for, it's a few things. And it really just depends on the day, my mood, if I've got my workout in yet. I would say my top 3 favorites is I use it as my meditation time to go inward, be still, and be quiet. So I would say probably 50 to 60% of the time, I'm not listening to anything. I'm sitting in there in total silence. I usually have my eyes closed, sometimes not. Sometimes I'm just looking forward, eyes open, and I'm just thinking or processing or creating or asking myself questions that I need answers to and that I want to listen to my gut on and get my own gut intuition. That's number 1, is I listen to myself, which is maybe boring for some. Number two is I like to listen to either like a guided meditation. I'm a huge fan. I have a brain tap machine, but I have the app on my phone. And so those are some guided visualizations for like rewiring the brain or just doing positive work in the neurological space. So a lot of the times I'll listen to one of those, or I'll listen to the 432 hertz frequency, which is also one of my equal favorites. If you're familiar with the hertz frequencies, particular 432 for healing, which is the frequencies, our bodies respond very specifically to sound and frequencies. And when we're in the sauna, we're in a space of receiving, and our bodies are already in a harmonious state for healing because of the infrared light energy. So again, it's a powerful combination to incorporate something like the 432 hertz frequency to that, because it helps with balancing and harmonizing chakras. Again, if I'm meditating or whatever I'm doing, it just amplifies my cellular system or the way that I receive messages, I guess, if that makes sense. Any kind of frequency that's going to elevate my consciousness or elevate my mood or just put me in a more positive state of being. And that looks differently for everybody. But, that kind of encompasses category two. And then category three would just be music. Obviously, I do listen to music sometimes. My Pandora or whatever I have listed on my jams of 1990s. But I also really enjoy that time and space from like an educational standpoint. Like I take that time to listen to podcasts or something that I need to take focus on and I don't want to be interrupted for, like learning. Oftentimes, as you've probably heard me say, is my sauna time is my gen time. It's my time to do whatever it is I want to do. And sometimes I just want to listen to somebody else's thoughtful information or teach myself something new where I don't want to be interrupted. So a lot of times I go into the sauna with a notebook or my journal, or I'm writing some things down, and it's because I'm listening to a podcast or some other type of learning video of sorts. So that was kind of a long answer. So thanks for bearing with me on that. But as you can see, it really just depends on my mood, and it depends on the time of the day, and it depends on what I want to accomplish in that time and space. But in general, it's usually some sort of productive situation. So those are the 4 questions that I wanted to talk about today. And oftentimes I get a lot of emails and text messages and voice messages. And you've probably heard me say a number of times, the intention and the purpose of me creating the Homes That Heal podcast is not to just hear myself talk, which, I do enjoy speaking, but it's really to elevate other people's stories and other people's inspirations and other people's wins. I have had the opportunity over the last decade plus to talk to and work with literally thousands of people who have not only shared with me their struggles, but then on the back end or on the flip side, they send me follow-ups and feedback on where they are now. And so that's actually what we're going to talk about in these upcoming episodes, is elevating other people's journeys and their experiences. But I get a ton of emails and texts and messages of people's gratitude and their messages just letting me know that they're doing better. And, because I always tell people, keep me posted. If you've ever received a message from me or about a sauna, or we've talked about your health, I always say, please keep me posted, because I want to know. I want to know that you're well. I want to know if you need something, and I want to know if I can continue to help you. Please reach out. And that's the whole premise and purpose of why I do what I do. So today we're going to end on, and I'm going to read it. This is an email that I got just the other day from someone who bought a sauna for me a long time ago and just randomly sent me an email. I have no idea why, but I absolutely love getting the surprise messages from people that have. This particular person used to come to Generate Wellness, the wellness studio, and then purchased a sauna for his home. And he wrote me a note. So I'm going to share it with you. Jen, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've changed my life, and I don't understate this. I suffered for years with migraine headaches, and since I invested in a clear light infrared sauna, not only are my migraines gone, but I've lost 20 pounds, my lower back pain is gone, my sleep has improved, And my wife says, I'm a happier, healthier husband. Thank you for your kind heart, your guidance, and your expertise. I am forever grateful. And that is why I do what I do, is those messages never get old. Thank you, Rob from Wisconsin. I appreciate you. I appreciate your message. It literally made my day so much. And with that, I'm going to close for today. I wish everybody a fabulous evening, and I look forward to reconnecting and sharing more questions as they come in. Right now, everybody can just send me messages via email, but in the future, we plan to put an Ask Jen space on the site where you can just quickly plug in your questions, and we'll go through them as we move through these minisodes. So thank you again. I appreciate you, appreciate your love and kindness, and I hope you stay well. Thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you. If you love this episode, please leave a rating and review on Apple and Spotify. This helps me expand my reach to other health and wellness enthusiasts. If you're interested in purchasing a Clearlight sauna, have a topic request, or just want to connect with me, please head over to my site, jenhellerlifestyle.com.